Hey, welcome to the video. Today we are going to take a look at Feed All Monsters. It's a line puzzle game where you have 3 different characters that need to feed all the monsters on the map. And you start out with Melonica. She can walk 7 spaces and can hand out 1 meal at a time. After a short while you will be introduced to Omarius. He can only walk 2 steps and hand out 3 meals at a time. And lastly you will be introduced to Munchi. She can walk 5 steps and hand out 2 meals at a time. As you can see, not all fields on the map need to be filled with lines. You can leave empty spaces. And 1 character can feed 1 monster multiple times. The game has 200 different levels. Even when you are further into the game, some levels are still easy while other levels get pretty hard. There are 6 different areas where you have to solve some puzzles, and there are new additions to how it's working every single time. So you start out in the grasslands and you just get introduced to all 3 characters I just mentioned. Then you go into the dark forest where you get introduced to mud, and when you walk over mud it costs you an extra step. So instead of being able to walk 2 steps, you can only walk 1 step. And there's also fog, and if you walk through fog it costs you 1 meal, so they can hand out 1 meal less than they would normally be able to. Next are the ruins, and they will introduce you to portals. You do not have to use portals just because they are there, but they can help. Also, you always have the option to use all 3 characters, but you do not have to do that. You can also choose to not use all 3 of them if it's possible, and there might be more than one solution to a level. After the ruins comes Oasis, and you will get to know waterfalls. If you move in the same direction as the waterfall, it does not cost you any steps to move, so you can move quite a long time without losing any steps. But if you move against the waterfall, 1 step costs you 2 steps, just like the mud. I also felt like this is getting a little bit harder now, but starting to, because so many things are getting introduced, and especially with the waterfalls. Sometimes it took me a little moment to realize how I'm supposed to solve a level. In the autumn fields we get our first upgrade, the carrot. The carrot lets you walk 1 step further than you normally would be able to. Again, you do not have to use these upgrades every single time. Sometimes you can solve a puzzle without using them, but it can help. It also introduces you to Onigiri, which gives you 2 extra meals you can hand out at a time. 1 character can only have 1 power up at a time, so you cannot just say, oh, you can walk further and hand out more meals. But you can use all 3 power-ups. You will get the 3rd one later in 1 level if there are actually options, so that might help a little bit. And lastly comes the Snowy Mountain. It will give you the last power-up, the throwing pan, and it will throw a pan over the complete field in the direction you are looking at when you are done with your turn. So you cannot just say, well, I would like it to throw it to the left or to the right. That doesn't work. And it will serve 1 meal to a monster. Each area ends with a boss fight, and while you're feeding all these monsters, you will collect some photos to fill your photo album. I'm gonna show it at the end of this video. Most of your achievements on Steam you will also collect while just normally playing this game. I had to go back and turn the music on 10 times in a row and click on the same character 3 times, and also just travel from, I think, the grassland to Snowy Mountain just for the last 3 achievements I was missing. But I mean, that's done super quickly, so that doesn't really matter. I'm sorry for the background noises. The game was published on the 22nd of June 2023 by Do and I. It does cost €3 and it comes in a lot of different languages, as you could see. It's supposed to only run on Windows, but it works just fine on my Steam Deck. I could use the touchpad. I can also use just normally the joystick and keys. So there weren't any problems. I'm not sure if Do and I is just a duo. It says they are German on their Steam page. They have a lot of followers, and just based on their profile picture, might be just a duo of developers. I'm not sure. Do and I also have some other games, 2 of which are for free, and 2 other games also cost me some money. If I'm not totally wrong, it took me around 5 to 6 hours to complete this game, which is a good time for a game like this, I think. It was also fun to play. If you like games like this and want to check it out, the links will be in the description below. I will also post a playthrough in the next couple of days, so if you're struggling with a level, you will see the solutions there. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.